There is a good that belongs to you, and to you alone, that no one else can ever take or claim. And tonight, Florence Scovel Shinn is going to show you how to stop competing, stop comparing, and simply claim what is already yours by divine right. So let us begin. The premise is this. Luke chapter 12 verse 32 says, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Read that again. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, not to withhold it, not to make you fight for it, not to make you earn it through endless struggle. It is His good pleasure to give it. And Florence Scovel Shinn taught exactly this, that there is a divine design for your life, a good that is uniquely yours. Your right home, your right work, your right abundance, all of it held for you and given under grace. She taught that on the spiritual plane, there is no competition, that what belongs to you by divine right can never be given to another and can never be taken from you. Most people live in constant fear that they are missing out, that someone else is getting what should be theirs, that they are falling behind in a race, and that fear poisons everything. Tonight you learn to release it completely. Here is the affirmation. Speak it with me. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me. Nothing can keep it from me. My word is my wand. Say it again, and feel the peace of it. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me. Nothing can keep it from me. My word is my wand. Feel that. You are no longer competing with anyone. You are simply claiming what was always yours. And the moment you feel that, the anxious striving begins to fall away. Now here is something you need to know. If what I am teaching you tonight is speaking to you, then you need to hear this. I have a second channel called Divine Manifestation, and it is where I go so much deeper into these teachings, the powerful practices, the exact methods, the tools that genuinely change lives. This teaching you are getting right now is just the beginning of what is waiting for you there. So when you finish this video, go and find my second channel, Divine Manifestation. The link is in the description and pinned right at the top of the comments. Go and subscribe to Divine Manifestation, because that is where this journey truly opens up. That is where you will find everything I cannot fit into a single video. Let me tell you exactly what is waiting for you over there. On Divine Manifestation, you will find the deeper teachings on how to actually speak your good into being, how to clear the hidden blocks that have kept you stuck for years, the full methods that this one video can only touch on, and the practices that take you from understanding these ideas to actually living them. If what you are feeling right now is that pull to finally go deeper, to really master this, Divine Manifestation is where that happens. I will see you there. Now let me give you the first key, which is understanding what divine right actually means, because this changes everything about how you see your life. Florence taught that there is a divine design, a perfect plan for each person, and within that plan is a good that is specifically, uniquely yours. It is not a good you have to invent or chase down. It already exists, held in the divine mind, waiting for you to claim it. Your perfect self-expression, your right place in the world, your abundance, all of it is part of a design made just for you. And here is the freeing part. Because it is designed for you specifically, no one else can fulfill it, and no one else can take it. Another person cannot live your divine design any more than they can be you. So the good that is yours by divine right is completely protected. It has your name on it, and when you truly understand this, the desperate feeling that you have to grab your good before someone else does simply dissolves. The second key is the truth that there is no competition on the spiritual plane, and this is one of Florence's most liberating teachings. In the outer world of appearances, everything looks like competition. Limited jobs, limited money, limited opportunities, everyone scrambling for a piece. But Florence taught that this is an illusion of the surface, that on the spiritual plane, the level of true supply, there is no competition whatsoever, because the divine is infinite, and what belongs to you is held for you specifically. She taught that no one can ever receive what is rightfully yours, that when you miss something, it was simply not truly yours by divine right, and something better, something that is actually yours, is on the way. This means you never have to fear another person taking your good. You never have to rush or scramble or push others aside. What is yours cannot go to anyone else. And what goes to someone else was never yours to begin with. Live from this truth, and the exhausting war of competition ends. You rest in the knowing that your good is yours, guaranteed. And let me give you a picture that makes this real. Think of the sun. It shines on everyone at once. And your neighbor receiving sunlight does not mean there is less for you. The sun is not diminished. Everyone receives fully. Florence taught that divine supply is exactly like that. Infinite, shining on all, never running short. So when you see someone else succeed, someone else prosper, someone else receive their good, it takes nothing from you. There is just as much for you as there ever was. The idea that their gain is your loss is the scarcity illusion of the surface world. But in truth, the supply is endless, and your portion is untouched by anyone else's abundance. When you truly grasp this, jealousy becomes impossible, because you understand there was never anything to be jealous of. The source is infinite, and your good is secure. The third key is that comparison and envy are what actually block your good, because this is the hidden poison. When you look at what others have and feel that you are behind, when you envy someone else's success, when you compare your life to theirs and feel lack, you are declaring that your good is somewhere else, in their hands, not yours. And Florence taught that this is one of the surest ways to block your own supply. Envy and comparison keep your eyes fixed on what you do not have. And what you focus on with feeling, you strengthen in your experience, so comparison actually pushes your own good further away. The cure is to pull your eyes back to your own divine design, to bless the success of others rather than envy it, because their good is proof that good is flowing, and to know that your own good, uniquely yours, is on its way. When you genuinely celebrate what others have, knowing yours is coming too, you stay in the flow of supply instead of blocking it with envy. And in our time, this is harder than ever, because we carry in our pockets an endless feed of everyone else's highlights, their wins, their wealth, their perfect moments, and it is so easy to fall into the trap of measuring your life against 1,000 strangers. Florence never saw a smartphone, but she understood the human heart, and she warned that comparison is a thief that steals your peace and blocks your good, so you must guard your mind. When you notice yourself scrolling into envy, sinking into that feeling of being behind, you stop, and you return to your own divine design. You remind yourself that you are not in a race with any of them, that your good is your own, uniquely yours, on its own perfect path to you, and you bless them and return to your own good. The fourth key is that you claim your divine right with the spoken word, because the good that is yours will not force itself upon you. You must claim it. Florence taught that your word is your wand, that you speak your good into manifestation. So you declare what is yours. You say, "All that is mine by divine right now reaches me, under grace, in perfect ways." You claim your right home, your right work, your right abundance, not by begging, but by declaring what already belongs to you. This is not asking for something that might not be yours. It is claiming what is already assigned to you in the divine design. You speak with the quiet authority of the rightful owner, and your word calls your good out of the invisible and into your life. And notice how different claiming feels from wishing. Wishing says, "I hope one day some of this might be mine," and it keeps your good distant and uncertain. But claiming says, "This is mine by divine right, and I call it to me now," and it takes hold of what already belongs to you. Florence taught that you must move from the weak posture of hoping to the certain posture of claiming. because the universe responds to your conviction. When you speak as the rightful owner, with quiet certainty, you set the law in motion, so you stop wishing your good would come and start declaring that it is yours and it is on its way. The fifth key is releasing the fear of missing out and the fear of lack, because these fears are what keep most people in a state of anxious grasping. The fear that there is not enough, the fear that you will be left out, the fear that your chance will pass. But Luke tells you it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. There is no shortage in the heart of a giving God. Florence taught that you must replace the fear of lack with the faith of supply, that you must trust that your good is held for you and cannot be lost. When you release the fear of missing out, you stop making desperate, forced decisions, and you start moving with calm trust, knowing that what is yours will reach you at the perfect time. And this trust is itself magnetic, because a mind at peace, certain of its good, is far more open to receiving than a mind clenched in fear. The sixth key is trusting divine timing, that your good comes at exactly the right moment, because impatience is the last thing that trips people up. They believe they're good, and then when it does not appear immediately, they panic, they assume it is not coming, and they fall back into fear and forcing. But Florence taught that there is a divine timing, that your good comes under grace, in the perfect way, at the perfect time, and that what is yours by divine right can never be late, and can never be missed. So you hold your claim, you keep your faith, and you release the need to control when and how. You trust that the same intelligence that designed your good is arranging its perfect arrival, and you rest in that, patient and certain, knowing that divine timing is always working, even when you cannot see it. And there is deep peace available in this, because so much of human suffering comes from fighting the timing of things, from demanding that our good arrive on our schedule, and despairing when it does not. But when you truly trust divine timing, you are released from that torment. You no longer have to know exactly when, you no longer have to force the how, you simply hold your good in faith and let it arrive in its perfect season. Florence taught that everything in the divine design unfolds at the right moment, that the delays we resent are often protecting us or preparing the way for something far better. So you learn to trust even the waiting, to know that nothing that is yours can pass you by, and that the perfect arrangement is always being made behind the scenes. This trust turns anxious waiting into peaceful expectancy, and peaceful expectancy is the state in which your good most easily arrives. Here is the whole picture. There is a good that is yours by divine right, uniquely designed for you, that no one can take and that you never have to compete for. There is no competition on the spiritual plane. Comparison and envy only block you. You claim your divine right with your spoken word. You release the fear of missing out and lack. And you trust that your good arrives in perfect divine timing. When you live this way, the exhausting war of competition and comparison ends, and you rest in the peace of knowing your good is guaranteed. And remember, this is only the beginning. If you want to go so much deeper into these teachings, my second channel, Divine Manifestation, is where the most powerful work lives. The link is in the description and the comments. Go there, subscribe, and let this become your turning point. So speak the affirmation with me one final time before you go. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me. Nothing can keep it from me. My word is my wand. Hold that, and from this moment on, stop competing, stop comparing, and simply claim what has always been yours.